Welcome to the first ever episode of The Week from a Camping Chair. I've been thinking about starting a podcast for ages and thought, hell, I might as well give it a go, nothing to lose. My name is Matt and this is recording from the bright lights of Timaru, New Zealand. This podcast will basically look at general news and viral stories of the past couple of weeks or whatever I can get my hands on. There would be nothing too serious, no political debates or anything like that. I did buy a cheap webcam to film this as well, but the quality in that was pretty rough and it sort of made me look like I was suffering from some sort of tropical disease. So I don't want to scare off potential viewers, so I'll be just doing audio for the meantime. But anyway, let's get into it with the first news story. Now, this first story is it's a story close to my heart. It's about Steve Irwin versus PETA, or what is it? Is it PETA, or is it pronounced P? Or do you just say it as PETA? I don't know. They're the organisation that looks after that's all about standing up for the rights of the animals in the world, which is, it's a good cause. It stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. I did not know that until I looked that up. Now, they are all getting a bit of bad press this week. Last Friday, actually, for Steve Irwin's 57th birthday. They did a bit of a rough tweet. Google tweeted out, today's hashtag Google Doodle celebrates hashtag Steve Irwin, the legendary Australian wildlife advocate and TV personality whose bravery and passion opened the eyes of millions to the wonders of wildlife. And then, if you don't know, the Google Doodle is that thing when you go to Google and he'll have a different picture. It sort of does big events in the world and things like that. And this time they've done it to celebrate the birthday of Steve Irwin. Now, as you can see in the picture, PETA have set up a bit of the thing that's outraged a lot of people is their tweet, which reads, hashtag Steve Irwin was killed while harassing a ray. He dangled his baby while feeding a crocodile and wrestled wild animals who were minding their own business. Today's hashtag Google Doodle sends a dangerous, fawning message. Wild animals are entitled to be left alone in their natural habitats. And, well, a lot of people aren't happy with that. And I don't blame them. It's a bit rough, really. Steve Irwin was a legend to so many people and did a lot of good things for animals. There's just one tweet here I'll read. Never mind the charity work he did for endangered animals, the funds he raised, animals he helped, the people he educated. He was a brilliant person who did so much for people and animals. PETA, you are wrong to disrespect such a wonderful man. And exactly, it's a bit of a scumbag move, really. I mean, he's dead and he can't defend himself, and he was a legend after all. I mean, I do realise PETA aren't like an evil organisation. They just have some pretty messed up views on some situations. They're trying to do the right thing, but at the end of the day, that is a scumbag move, and it doesn't really represent the organisation as they should be represented. Some interesting facts I saw on the internet after that tweet release. Within 24 hours, the statistics on puppy mills, actually there was an increase of 33% out there starting up after reading that, after that going out. And I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of angry people. I myself I was a big fan of Steve Irwin. I used to watch his TV show all the time. I mean, he's a bloody crocodile hunter. He's a legend. I was a bit upset as well. It even made me want to mistreat animals, actually. I'm going to be honest with you. I have a dog. I'm a pet owner, and he is my baby. But I did have a fleeting thought of maybe just roughing him up a little bit. I thought about it. In the end, I didn't. I just didn't feed him for a few days. And that was out of respect for the late and great Steve Irwin, and sort of a up yours to PETA for that terrible tweet. And they should be ashamed of themselves. Well, I think that wraps that up, the first one. And actually, we've got a bit of a theme going on. The next story is about animals as well. So let me just bring that bad boy up. A miniature horse in Dunedin, or just south of Dunedin, I believe, has been stabbed more than 41 times. Oh, no, just 41 times, and has died. I think they thought they were going to have a chance at saving it, but one of the stab wounds hit a bowel or something, or an internal organ, and ended up dying. It is believed that it's backlash from an angry Steve Irwin fan over the PETA tweet, but that's yet to be confirmed. And the fact that this did happen a few days after, before or after. Actually, man, I really need to look at. I'm not very good at. I'm going to be honest with you, team. Research is going to be pretty slim on this. I don't look too far into these things. So if you probably want to find the correct answers or even information, you may want to look into it yourself. But I don't think it was actually anything to do with PETA. But anyway, I still am angry at them from the last news story. But yeah, it's some sick shit. I myself am a big fan of miniature horses. They're definitely my favourite of the Shetlands would probably be my favourite of the miniature horse breeds. With I could probably rattle off at least 6 different horse breeds off the top of my head. I'm not a fan of regular sized horses. I think their big heads and their teeth and their eyes freak me out a bit. I think they're a bit too big. But miniature horses, yeah, I can get down with that. I'm a big fan. What's the big ones? Clydesdales. I don't mind Clydesdales. I think they're a bit more majestic than your regular horse. But if I had to put it to a vote of my favourite horse sorts of breeds, the old miniature horse would definitely be up there. I'm gonna say that this is some disgusting. It's disgusting. Obviously, some sort of maniac out there, like a miniature horse. Out of all things you're gonna shank up, why on earth would you shank up a horse, and a miniature horse at that? Hopefully, that person gets caught soon and they get put to justice, and they end up in jail in a prison cell, joined rooms with a large gentleman named Bubba, and yeah, that's about that. That's about it on that one. Not too much to say about that one, really. It's just a bit of a shock. Apparently, the horse, or the miniature horse, was a bit of a star. I'm not too sure why it was a star. I mean, any miniature horse is a star in my book, but that's just me. So let's move on to the next wee story we have here. A man flying from Wellington to Melbourne. He's had a bit of a bad time on a plane. He was eating his in-flight meal, which, as you probably well know, they're pretty rough at the best of times. And he was biting into some rice, and he had a bit of a crunch, and so he spat it out. And what he thinks, it's a tooth. I'm just bringing up a picture, just taking a look at it now. That definitely does not look like a tooth from the picture. Maybe could be, those white pebbles that you find in like rivers and stuff like that. It definitely doesn't look like a tooth. But apparently, he is claiming it's 100% a tooth. He actually started throwing up after he realised what it was. So he was causing a bit of a scene, a bit over the top if you ask me, mate. It's just a tooth. It's not like it's a foot or a leg. Just a chunk of a thigh meat or anything, a human thigh or anything like that. It's just a tooth. It From the way I look at it, there's a high chance it's probably his own tooth, and he's just claiming it was in the rice, hoping for free dental. That's the story. Well, that's where I think it's going anyway. But it wasn't all bad. The flight was Singapore Airlines, and he did have a win at the end of the day. They've offered him a $75 gift card that can only be used on duty-free flights flying with Singapore Airlines. So to me that's not bad. That's not bad. I've had a few rough meals and I haven't got anything like that. The flight attendant actually has, well, she claims, well, in the story it claims that they have taken the tooth away for analysis. Now, I have a hunch that those test results will not be coming back. I mean, if you were Singapore Airline, would you really come back and be like, hey guys, we did send it for testing, it's come back, it's positive, it's definitely a human tooth. The chances of that happening are slim to none. I'm gonna say that we'll never hear if it actually was a tooth or not. I'd just say it was a rock. Yeah, we'll go with the rock. But that probably wraps this one up. I was meant to do this first episode, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and I had stories which were relevant at the time, but life gets busy, so I've sort of run out of news stories for the day. So with the next section, I thought I'd do something a little bit different, and I wanted to cover a bit of UFC. I've been a fan. Well, I've been a fan for a while now. I've been watching the last few years of UFC at least, and just thought I'd cover. There's a big card on this Sunday, UFC 235. I just thought I'd cover a few of the fights, talk about who I think may take it. Nothing. Don't take what I say too hard. I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. I got no MMA experience whatsoever. It's basically, think of me as one of those the people who were all on the internet talking shit about McGregor when he tapped to that bloody neck crank that Khabib put on him. I'm basically one of those, mate. No idea what I'm talking about. But I just enjoy watching UFC and thought I'd give my opinion. But yeah, as I say, don't take it to heart. It's just a fan's opinion on the subject. Starting off with the prelims, we have Diego Sanchez versus Mickey Gall. Mickey was the one that beat CM Punk and Sage Northcutt, so he sort of ruined Dana's hopes and dreams for old Sage. But I mean, hopefully Sage. I actually was a fan of Sage. I mean, the boy looks like a Super Saiyan, so good on him. I'm gonna back old Mickey in this one. He hasn't faced anyone, with that much experience yet, but yeah, I'm gonna say Mickey. I like that guy. Now, if we go to the next card, what is this? Cody versus Alejandro Perez. No idea about these two. Haven't actually. I've probably seen them fight, just didn't really pay attention. So we'll go to the next one. Oh, Johnny Walker. Now I have seen Johnny Walker before. He actually fought in January, January. So it's a bit of a quick turnaround for him. He was on that YouTube show, Dana White Looking for a Fight, and since then he's had two fights in UFC, and he's starched both of them. So, and he got performance of the night on both as well. So hopefully, yeah. And this guy looks like a bad man. So he's got a 14 wins, a 14 losses record, with Johnny having a 13 wins and 3 losses. So this looks like it's going to be a sweet fight. I'm going to go with Johnny Walker on this one. He does like backflips and shit after he wins. He's a bad man. So I'm going to go with him. And then, I'm not too sure if this fight, I think this is the main event of the prelims. We have Zabit Magomedov-Sharapov. I would have murdered how to pronounce his last name. He is one of the Dagestan assassins coming out around there. I think he trains with Khabib. I'm just guessing he does because they're from the same place, but who knows? Maybe not. I really need to do more research, but you know, he'll be right. But the guy he's versing is a bit of a bad man as well. Jeremy Stevens. His last fight he did lose to first round KO by Jose Aldo. But it's nothing too ashamed of. Jose is a bad man. But yeah, I'll go with Zabit on this one. I watched his last couple fights, and yeah, he was awesome, man. Big fan of that guy. I reckon he's gonna do work in that division. In the next fight of I think this will be the main cards. We got Cody Garbrandt versus Pedro Munhoz. Man, I have no idea how to pronounce that bad boy. All right. Now Cody's coming off 2 back-to-back losses against old TJ Dillashaw. I'm not a fan of Cody's actually. I reckon he does a lot of smack talk, but like it's not good smack talk. At least back it up when you're talking shit. You might as well back it up. And his last fight against TJ, it was rather embarrassing. It was he did the exact same thing. You could watch those fights back to back, and the exact same thing happened. He clipped TJ a little bit, then rushed in, or got suckered in, and then just got KO'd. Yeah, it was like watching the same fight twice. You got to feel bad for the guy, but I'm hoping he doesn't win. I'm going for Pedro on this one. Torres versus Zhang, man. Yeah, as I say, I'm basically murdering all these names, but who cares? I have no idea about these two. 17-1 win for Zhang there. And that picture, she looks like a bad lady, man. She got that old school Ronda bloody like stare of death. So, and the other one looks too happy. So I'm gonna go. Let's go with the looks on this one because she looks very scary. We're gonna go with Zhang. Ooh, the next one. Now this fight is going to be awesome. I've been looking forward to this. Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren. This is Askren's first fight in the UFC, coming from one championship. He's undefeated. He's 18 wins, 0 losses, 1 no contest. But there's a lot of hype around this guy, and I think most of the hype actually comes from himself. He smack talks so much, and like he'll be like constantly just picking fights with people on Twitter. At this stage he's backed up all he said. So, but as everyone sees, UFC's a whole nother ball game compared to all the rest of the like Bellator and One and everything like that. So let's hope he can back it up. I'm a fan of him. I enjoy his smack talk. I think he's hilarious. So I'm backing Ben on that one. Ooh, we got next fight. We got for the welterweight title fight, Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare. What an awesome nickname. Now this fight is going to be awesome. Kamaru Usman is a beast. he's on a what's he on? He's on a eight win streak, so he's on a roll. But I still think Tyron Woodley takes this one. Everyone seems to always go, oh, Tyron's going to lose this one, Tyron's going to lose that one. And then he disappoints them at every time. So I'm hoping he does it again. Yeah, I like his style. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Tyron for that one. And now the main event for the light heavyweight title. We got John Jones versus Anthony Smith. Now, this one's a bit heavily favouring John Jones. I mean, John Jones is the baddest man on the planet. He's a bloody killing machine. 23 wins, 1 loss, and I'm pretty sure there was something weird about that loss that I can't remember. I'm going to go definitely John Jones in this one. I'm hoping Anthony Smith wins because John Jones is a bit of a douchebag, and there was that weird thing with did he take drugs, or we've got the pictograms or whatever, grains of salt or steroids, how they get in there in the first place. He's trying to blame Viagra and mixing it in the same pots as in China or something. But I don't know, man. He on that 2 years off, he got on that. Was it 2 years off suspension for cocaine he got, or a year? I think it was a year maybe. That boy got jacked, and it was nothing but pictures of him lifting weights. So I reckon he was on that juice. I've always wanted to see John Jones juiced up versus Brock Lesnar juiced up. I reckon that would be the best fight ever. But I'd be putting my money on Jones. But I'm hoping Anthony surprises him. And yeah, I'd love to see John Jones lose. But I mean, you hate him and you love him. He's still the man. Cocaine's Jones, man. And that wraps up the first ever episode of The Week from a Camping Chair. If you got to the end of this podcast, I'd be pretty surprised. She was pretty rough at some stages, a lot of ums and ahs, but we can only get better from there. There's only one way, and that's to go forward. So we'll try it again. Hopefully we can maybe get, 10 downloads maybe. That'd be positive. I'd probably make another one if I got there. I'd be happy with that. That's almost, that's almost a formal gathering. So yeah, let's try go for 10. But if you have any questions, or you've seen some news or something crazy on the internet that you want to share, hopefully no pornography, email fromthecampchair@gmail.com, or hit me up on @CampchairNZ on Twitter. And yeah, hit that like, subscribe, tell a friend or whatever. Let's go for 10, guys. That'd be great. But anyway, thank you very much for that, and I will hopefully catch you guys again.